Breaking news. What's happening with the Los Angeles Chargers right now is shaking the entire NFL. This isn't just another headline, it's the kind of story that changes everything. From shocking roster moves to bold coaching decisions, the team's next chapter could redefine their season. Stay with me, because the details you're about to hear will leave you stunned. Before we dive deeper into this breaking news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a single Chargers update. This is the place where true fans stay ahead of the game. Chargers fans, the energy right now is unreal. Bolt Nation is buzzing louder than ever, and the news we're uncovering today could shift the momentum of the entire season. After their thrilling showdown with the Kansas City Chiefs in Sao Paulo, everyone thought they'd seen it all. But behind the scenes, something even bigger is brewing. We're talking about unexpected roster adjustments, surgical coaching decisions, and dramatic personal turnarounds among key players. Every move is sparking conversations across the league, and the ripple effect could shape the Chargers' primetime clash against the Raiders on Monday Night Football. So stay locked in, because every single detail matters, and you're about to get them all right here. Let's break it down. In that dramatic opener against the Chiefs, Chargers fans saw something special. Justin Herbert wasn't just throwing darts, he was controlling the entire passing attack with a calm, lethal precision. Yet one truth stood out: the ground game still has more to prove. Rookie Omarin Hampton became the unexpected spark. 15 carries, 48 hard-earned yards, and a debut filled with confidence. His style was bold, almost defiant, as if he had been waiting for this moment his entire life. And just when the Chiefs' defense locked in on him, Herbert shocked everyone with his own legs. That 19-yard sprint late in the fourth quarter felt like the dagger that sealed the win. But amid all the excitement, one mystery dominated the post-game chatter: where was Najee Harris? For a back who has stacked 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, his quiet night raised eyebrows. 1 carry. 5 yards. And then silence. The backstory explains everything. Harris missed all of training camp after suffering a bizarre eye injury during 4th of July fireworks. Coach Jim Harbaugh made it clear the team would not risk him, carefully scripting limited snaps until he's 100% ready. Now, all eyes shift to Monday Night Football against the Raiders. Will Harris finally get his chance to unleash? Will the Chargers' backfield transform from question mark to lethal weapon? Stay tuned, because the answer to that question could reshape the offense, the season, and the way the league prepares for the Bolts. If Najee Harris truly hits his stride, opposing defenses won't just have to plan for Justin Herbert's arm, they'll be staring down a backfield that could suddenly become one of the most unpredictable in the league. But the story doesn't end with Harris. Behind the scenes, another name has been stirring up conversation, and not for the reasons anyone expected. Nyheim Miller-Hines arrived this summer like a man on a mission. After years away from the NFL spotlight, every drill, every snap in Chargers colors was a battle to prove he belonged. During camp, he flashed speed, effort, and hunger. For a moment, it felt like he was destined to be the quiet X-factor in the backfield rotation, the plan B to keep defenses guessing. But when the final 53-man roster was announced, reality hit like a cold wave. Hines didn't crack the active squad and was relegated to the practice unit, the holding ground for players hoping to earn their shot under the bright lights. Even then, there was still a sense of hope: one strong stretch of practices, one injury ahead of him, and his door could open. That hope evaporated today. In a move that blindsided many inside the building, the Chargers decided to part ways with Nyheim Miller-Hines entirely. No more practice squad. No more waiting for a chance. Just a sudden, final goodbye. It's a brutal reminder of how quickly the NFL can shift, from potential breakout to free agent in a single headline. And for the Chargers, it signals a clear message: this backfield is being sculpted with zero hesitation and no safety nets. The decision to let Nyheim Miller-Hines go had nothing to do with talent, it was all about survival. In a single afternoon, the Chargers' defensive blueprint was thrown into chaos when linebacker Denzel Perryman, the heartbeat of their front seven, went down with a high ankle sprain. He's now sidelined for several weeks, and that absence left a massive hole in the middle of the defense. Faced with this emergency, the coaching staff had no choice but to act quickly. They needed depth at linebacker, and to create space they had to make a painful cut. Hines was the casualty of that roster shuffle, a cruel reminder that in the NFL, timing can be as unforgiving as the hits on the field. For a player who had finally regained his health and was clawing for a second chance, the setback was devastating. His dream of re-establishing himself in the league is now on pause until another opportunity appears elsewhere. Meanwhile, the Chargers' defense must adapt on the fly. Without Perryman, the spotlight shifted immediately to young leaders like Diane Henley and Troy Dye. Henley didn't just step up, he took command, logging every defensive snap and finishing with 8 tackles and a sack in the opener. Dye added his own impact with 33 snaps and 4 stops, proving he can shoulder more responsibility when the team needs it most. But the story doesn't end there. To reinforce the unit, the Chargers brought in linebacker harbaugh, and that move could prove to be a quiet masterstroke. Ma isn't a stranger to the AFC West. He spent the 2023 and 2024 seasons with the Raiders, appearing in 17 games and cutting his teeth on special teams and situational defense. That insider knowledge could become invaluable, especially as the Chargers prepare to face division rivals in high-stakes matchups. The message is unmistakable: this defense won't stand still. Even in the face of injuries, it's reshaping itself in real time, recalibrating for a brutal schedule, and doing whatever it takes to stay competitive. Harbaugh's arrival in Los Angeles feels less like a coincidence and more like timing scripted by football fate. He knows the AFC West inside and out, its schemes, its tendencies, and the intensity of division rivalry games. And now, the very week he joins the Chargers, they're preparing to face his former team on the league's biggest stage, Monday Night Football. Everything about this clash screams spectacle. The Chargers and Raiders enter Week 2 with momentum, each coming off a statement victory, each eager to prove it wasn't a fluke. On Monday, September 15th, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas transforms from a building into an arena of electricity. Millions watching. Spotlights cutting through the dark. Every snap amplified. This isn't just another date on the schedule, it's the kind of showdown that shapes playoff paths and cements rivalries in NFL lore. The history only adds fuel. For decades, meetings between these two franchises have been defined by bruising hits, emotional swings, and unforgettable finishes. The Raiders, veterans of the primetime stage, carry one of the league's proudest Monday night records, 43 wins across 77 appearances. That tradition looms large as silver and black fans pack Allegiant Stadium hoping to tilt the game their way. But across the field stands a Chargers team that has shed its underdog skin. Justin Herbert opened the season like a man determined to rewrite the script. Against the Chiefs, he completed 25 of 34 passes for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns, numbers that don't just speak to skill, but to control and confidence under pressure. He's spreading the ball, dictating tempo, and firing at will in the biggest moments. And he won't be the only quarterback under the bright lights. On the opposite sideline, Geno Smith lit up the Patriots with 362 yards, connecting with 8 different receivers and showing a calm, surgical consistency that can pick apart defenses if left unchecked. It's a battle of 2 high-octane offenses, 2 quarterbacks in form, and 2 teams convinced they're built for a deep run. When the Chargers and Raiders collide under Monday night's neon glow, it's not just another regular season game, it's a test of identity, pride, and the will to own the division. Every drive could tip the balance, and every mistake could echo for weeks. The quarterback duel alone is enough to electrify the football world: 2 arms, 2 visions, 2 offensive systems capable of lighting up the scoreboard. But in the shadows of the passing game lurks another storyline: Najee Harris. After an offseason derailed by a freak eye injury, the veteran back is still clawing back his rhythm. If he finds his stride under the bright lights, he could tilt the balance of this matchup in a single series. The Raiders' defense knows it and will treat every Harris snap like a flashpoint, daring the Chargers to lean on their ground game. There's more at stake here than Week 2 bragging rights. Recent history burns in the minds of both rosters. The Chargers swept the Raiders last season for the first time since 2018 and closed out their last meeting with a commanding 34-20 win this January. That memory fuels Los Angeles, but it also paints a bullseye on their back. The Raiders, stung by those defeats, will arrive at Allegiant Stadium determined to flip the script. Yet even as the Chargers stride into Vegas with momentum, cracks remain. Denzel Perryman's absence leaves a void in the heart of the defense, a loss felt not just in tackles, but in leadership and communication. It will be up to newcomers like Cam Ma and relentless young players such as Diane Henley to hold the middle together and prove this unit can survive the storm. The ingredients are all here, a rivalry steeped in decades of animosity, rosters loaded with playmakers, and a national audience ready for drama. Monday Night Football isn't just a date on the calendar, it's the NFL's theater, and under its lights reputations can rise or collapse in the span of a few drives. For the Chargers, this could be the night they carve a new chapter in their season, the kind of defining moment that transforms belief into reality. For the Raiders, it's a chance to reclaim pride, territory, and momentum in the AFC West arms race. One thing is certain, when the ball is kicked off in Las Vegas, every second will matter and every play could become a highlight remembered long after the echoes of the final whistle.